forever and always. This is your brother, Ibn'rad, and welcome once again to another edition of the Reality's Temple on Earth. How y'all doing out there in TV land? Oh, okay. I just wanted to share an email from one of my viewers. Hey, my viewers are really smart people. Their eyes are open. You cannot, it's going to be very difficult to get over on them because they are self-thinkers. They are not influenced by religion. They are not influenced by the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or anything like that. They are self-thinkers. That is something that I wish everybody would attempt to do. Now, I'm not saying that having religious influence is really bad, but if your mindset or your thinking is based solely on what a particular religion says or the doctrine of a particular political party, or even if you are influenced by an individual, maybe you like what your mother said or what your father or whatever, if our thoughts are just processed based on their thoughts, then basically what has happened is we're just nothing but an extension of that thought process when we should be individuals and be able to think for ourselves. Now, yesterday, December the 1st, is celebrated or recognized as World A.I.D.S Day. And of course, you know, black people in America and around the world, we have become the #1 victim of this deadly disease. And I wanted to share a little something here that I got from one of my viewers, and I told them I'd make a video on it. So I want to share this information. So for those with a thinking mentality, now if you don't want to think on your own, then you need to go to another channel, because regardless whether you agree with me or not, I want you to think for yourself. I get so tired of hearing just repeats from crap people got from Fox News or what Reverend Mudflap said. I already know what Reverend Mudflap said. I already know what Fox News is reporting. I want to know what you are about. What comes from your heart. What comes from your soul. That's what's important to me. That's why I make people upset, because they keep repeating what somebody else said and it's not coming from their heart. Stop being a plagiarist. Let it come from you and what you think. It says here, if HIV originated among Central African primates, then why do Africans have the least resistance to HIV? Why do Europeans have the most resistance to the virus? If Africans had been exposed to HIV for centuries, they would have some kind of genetic resistance to the virus. Like, here's an example. When the Europeans came to explore and settle the Americas, they brought smallpox with them. The smallpox decimated the Native American people, but it did not harm the Europeans. It didn't harm the Europeans because the Europeans were already, they had grown accustomed. They had created a resistance to the smallpox virus, but because the native people had not experienced smallpox, they did not have a resistance, so it killed many, many Native American people. if HIV was an African disease, using this as an example, then the Africans should have a resistance to HIV, but they don't. It is the reverse. The Africans are the victims of HIV, and the Europeans seem like as though they are almost immune. The death rate, even in the homosexual community, has gone down to almost nothing. If you look at worldwide HIV statistics, you'll notice that HIV is higher in black populations. This is everywhere. Everywhere where black people are. Countries with black majority populations always have the highest rates of HIV. In Canada and the United States, black minorities account for a vastly disproportionate amount of HIV infection. This cuts across nationality, culture, and religion. It applies to both women and men, heterosexual and homosexual. Other groups of people have all the behavioral risks associated with the HIV infection: intravenous drug use, promiscuous, homosexual, and heterosexual excessive sex activities, unprotected sex, rampant prostitution, yet blacks still have the highest HIV rates. Why is this? Why is this? It would seem as though this acquired immune deficiency syndrome, it could be possible that it's man-made and was designed to kill dark people, especially black people. It would seem that way. It would seem that way. And I want to say to us, it's amazing. Now, you can, let's just say, for instance, if this was man-made, I'm going to say it is manufactured by those who hate black people. Why did they choose a disease that they didn't just throw in the air, but the disease is related to sexual activity? See, y'all, so black people, we are caught up in this. We are obsessed with this sexual crap. And the enemy knows that. And when they came up with this virus, HIV, is transmitted due to sexual behaviors, they knew they would get us. Because we can't keep our penis to ourselves. The women can't keep their panties up. They said that's how we get them. They breed like rabbits. They breed like chickens. All those animals that's so fertile. That's where we'll get these Negroes. Since other populations aren't obsessed with sex. Even in ancient African cultures, black people, we used to make statues of the penis or the phallus. That's another name. And we worship the sexual act. And this is where our enemy said, this is where we get them. We'll get them through sexual activity. Because they become obsessed with it. And even with AIDS and all the other diseases, we are so obsessed. We don't care about ourselves. We talk about protection and we don't use it, because if we were using any kind of so-called protection, then why are we so full? Because they know how we think. They know how screwed up we are. We love to take. We love to gamble with our very lives. Like we gamble, continue living in a nation that don't love us. We are gamblers and we always lose, so now we're full of disease. Because the wise, I'm going to say that AIDS is man-made. Because there's only one man that's catching all the hell, and that's us. And it's getting us because we can't control our behaviors. And now, we're doing them a favor by helping them kill us off because we're trying to, let's get it on. Let's and guess what? We're getting it straight on to the graveyard. Let's stop being so foolish. Thanks for the email. I appreciate it. Send me all y'all knowledge and wisdom. I want to share it with the world. Stop being, let these people run us over. This is your brother Talik Ibn'rad. This was and is the Realities Temple on earth. Till next time, peace.